The Flower Attendance Book / Wanseo Park. Hello? It's very nice to meet you. Last fall, I received a bunch of pheasant's eye from a neighbor. The roots are not bulbs, but dark brown fine roots and black soil clumped together, and the height is so small that it almost touches the ground. The leaves are also finely divided like bird feathers, so the overall volume is not felt, so it looks like an insignificant weed. Before that, I had seen a flower called pheasant's eye in pictures, but I had never seen it in real life, so I couldn't quite believe that it was the pheasant's eye that blooms in the snow. I thought about it, and planted it in a sunny place right away because it was in front of the person who gave it to me. But as autumn deepened, the leaves that looked so cool disappeared without a trace, and I couldn't even remember where they were. It was probably as soon as March. 2 bright yellow flowers were blooming, touching the ground. It was so short that I almost stepped on it. The color was a deep golden color, so it looked very strange in a barren yard where nothing had sprouted yet. And soon there was heavy snow. Even though it was known as a flower that blooms even in the snow, it was too much snow for my short stature to bear. As I looked at the drooping pine tree branches that seemed to have broken under the weight of the snow, I was thinking about the helplessness of the pale yellow flowers in my heart. The snow outside the gate was removed, but the snow in the yard was left as is, so it took a few days for it to melt. Surprisingly, the first place to melt was around the pheasant's eye. The tiny, hair-like roots of the flower brought up warm geothermal heat from somewhere deep in the ground, so the boksu grass melted the thick snow and became brighter yellow and fresher as the sun set. It blooms like that all day, but at dusk it shrinks into an oval shape. I thought it would then wither away, but the next day, when the sun rises, it blooms again. However, it cannot be done just like that. Since there will be a day when it doesn't wake up and disappear soon, I want to show it off to everyone while it's blooming, so I let guests see it when they come to my house. However, there are not many people who are as amazed as I expect. One friend envied me because he said there were more than 100 different types of flowers blooming in the yard, and he asked in amazement if there were 100 different types of flowers blooming in the yard. When I heard it, it seemed like I had boasted about something like that before. But I didn't lie. That friend must have been imagining a scene where the flowers and plants of fairyland, beautiful flowers and plants came together. The fact that I said there are more than 100 is the number that includes all the dandelions, violets, and pasque flowers that will bloom, next to the pheasant's eye weed. This year, pheasant's eye was number 1, but until last year, Cornus officinalis was number 1. Soon, in April, magnolias, plum blossoms, apricots, plums, cherry trees, and spirea trees will all bloom, but they still bloom in order on different dates, with violets, dandelions, and lily of the valley in their shade. The first to bloom is pheasant's eye, but the first to break through the soil and reveal leaves are ዄ복수초, followed by daffodil. Daffodils are likely to bloom only around the time the cherry blossoms bloom, and Sanskrit lily will push up its flower stalks long after its leaves wither and disappear from the ground. As I waited and greeted them like this, an attendance book was created in my head, and I realized that the attendance book was originally numbered with names, so it was over 100 times. If you didn't know the name, the number 100 wouldn't have come up. If they bloomed and fell randomly without following the order, you might not have been curious about their names. They will come even if I don't call roll. Still, I hope that all of them will be present this year without any absences, so I cannot carelessly step on the ground where their roots and seeds sleep. In the summer, when they grow profusely, you won't be able to travel anywhere for fear of getting thirsty. They made my heart beat with joy every time they were present. A family of 100 is a large family, and just thinking about having a yard to support them gives me a sense of pride and happiness. Is it okay for me to be extravagant like this? There are times when I feel sorry for no reason. They will come without me waiting. Still, I wait. I wait because of the joy of waiting. 1.